9 days since we've had rain, so I was getting a little concerned about the garden, trying to pinpoint where to water corn and other vegetables and potatoes. So when it finally rained today, we ran out this morning and did like this big happy dance, dancing in the rain. So that was tremendous. So depending on where you live in the country, yeah, we finally got rain over here, finally. And what was really kind of funny and tormenting at the same time was there'd be pockets of the state that were getting rain a few days ago, and we would get nothing. So it was just like a stream of water going down the roads. And you get closer to our home, and it's like dry. And you're like, man, we're so close. So finally got rain. Some good news there. And projects. If you look, we had a very busy, productive last few days. I canned 12 pints of Tuscan white bean soup. That came out really good. And finished the handle for the 1890s cast iron clothing iron. The one that opens up, you can put hot coals in and cleanly and safely iron your clothes. So when we got the iron, I noticed that there was some damage to the wooden handle. And I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, okay, I just started wood carving about a month or two ago. So I'm looking at it, like I got some wood blanks, kind of like this size right here. I had it shaved on the ends to make it work. But I'm thinking, okay, the worst that happens, I give it a shot, it doesn't work, we just keep the old one on. It's not like it doesn't have a handle. So I carved it, and I just put the video up last night, and I'm very proud of it. This came out really good. I love the carving that came out. I started sanding it, and I was thinking, okay, I kind of want to keep some of the carved look to it. So I went back, carved up a little bit more, just because the way the light hits it, it's really pretty. And then I put a really pretty mossy oak stain on it, and it just, this dark brown with the black cast iron, it just looks so good together. So really happy how that came out. So there was one project done. Got a case of soup that we put away, and that was so much fun. I want to do it again just to get ahead of the cold weather. Come winter time, we lose power up here, give or take 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So between the cold weather and just having something put back where all you have to do is just warm it up, but it's hearty, it's filling, and it's really good for you, and it's less work. Or again, there's a power outage, and you just gotta be mindful of what you have around you, but you can still rely on having good food. Definitely. So we got 12 pints of the Tuscan white bean soup put away. I was thinking about doing something with potatoes and some other stuff, but it's fun. Once you get going, it's just quite the process, and it's fun to just wake up and go to it. I set everything up the night before. I had the ham hocks and the crock pot slowly cooking and getting very tender overnight. So all I had to do was get up and take that out and just work the assembly line. I put that video up sometime this afternoon, that process. So again, that was a lot of fun. Oddly enough, I've never done that before. I've canned a lot of things, but not soup. That was something that kind of intimidated me, only because I wanted to do it right. I didn't want to mess up a whole batch and then, have to lose it. So I looked on a few channels, and there are so many people who've been doing this for such a long time, that very knowledgeable. And there's a woman, I can't think of her channel's name, but she's got a short pixie haircut, and she's on a farm. And in the description, she's out of Hiddenite, North Carolina. We've been there to go gem hunting. So I know she's in Hiddenite, North Carolina. And if that helps you narrow it down, she's canned a bunch of soups. So I went to her channel, very helpful. Learned that you cannot can dairy, rice, and pasta with the soups. So had to make some modifications with the recipes. But once you have the basics down, it's a lot of fun. Pressure cooker was in full work mode a few days ago. So I'm going to do that again. Definitely recommend it. Like I said, once you get your first batch underneath your belt, you want to do more. It's like, I don't know, it's like taking up any new hobby. Once you have it kind of down packed, you're like, okay, what else can I do? So That was a lot of fun. And so handle's done. I want to do another seed giveaway. I found a bunch of these going through. I like to do audits from time to time, and haven't done this in a while. I like to hit milestones, but I figure it's July and the way things are going, let's kind of do this now. So I got peas, beets, cucumber, carrots, kale, squash. So from my Patriot Supply, Mylar bags, nice, cool, dry, safe to transport and store. So I'm thinking is, what am I thinking? How can we give these away? How about first person email me at TalkwithTiffany at Proton Mail. I'll put them in the mail for you first thing tomorrow. So that's what's going on. Corn, the whole garden's being watered right now. I am super excited. So we have the corn doing well, potatoes. Those are doing so good. Other people have noticed that it's just bigger and more full than we had, I think, last year. So buckwheat, some that were left over last year coming through nice and tall. Those are great to chop down and add to nitrogen to the soil. Very helpful. So other than that, I think you guys know what's going on. The railway situation that was supposed to go through today got extended to 60 days, 30 to 60 days extension. So things are still moving across the country. That's good. I'm hoping that they get the pay increase that they need. And I know a lot of stories were coming out that a lot of the rail workers were working longer hours, short staffed. I mean, that's kind of like a broken record story, with a lot of stories coming across the country with small businesses, big businesses, restaurant chains having weird hours from like noon to 6 just because of staff shortages, and not just supply, but staff. And that's across the board. And the rail workers were no different. And I think the last time they had their contract worked on was 2011. But this is a big one right now, especially since 2020 and on. So, with that in mind, keep doing what you guys are doing, working on projects, your gardens, putting things away, garden supplies. Um, Again, with the reports and everything, nothing really has seemed to change. If anything, it just feels like things are moving faster when it comes to everything that's been happening. It just seems like it's moving faster and faster. Just someone's just turning up the dial and unnecessarily to be a little faster. So, um, keep doing what you're doing. If I ever hear anything different, I try to put it on there. But things happening. Pacific is definitely more active because of the La Nina season for hurricanes. There are currently 48 active volcanoes around the planet showing activity. Earthquake wise, I know Southern California had like a 3.9, I think, off the coast. No action after that. But like I said, things are kind of somewhat status quo. Keep putting away, filling up cans safely, keep them in rotation. That was a big thing people were talking about. Keep that in rotation, depending on how the prices go with that. Propane, that was something I noticed the other day. I was looking at some of our bottles and I said we should keep these full, maybe get a couple extra just to rotate, not just for now, but to both get them at today's price and to be ready for the colder months that are coming up ahead. And thinking about colder months, I would definitely, while it's still warm out and not on too many people's minds, is keep building up your firewood piles. Keep stacking up on your wood pellets or coal, whatever it is that you guys use to keep your houses warm. And a little bit here and there each week. Keep working on that, putting a little bit away here and there. And we actually were thinking about getting another ton of pellets. And what's really cool is we get our pellets from CT Pellet, and they sent out an email saying that they were in lieu of the rising prices and supply chain issues, diesel prices going up because they use diesel trucks to deliver the pellets. That they were going to extend the spring sale now, and if you wanted to get more to do it, and I said, yeah, let's grab one more ton just for like good measure. And again, so if you see an opportunity to do that, do that. One thing I didn't bring down again, someone emailed me, was the goldbacks. Maybe I don't have them down here. Basically, the goldbacks are another form of borrowability. It's basically spendable gold, and it's brilliant. If you go to goldback.com, they basically roll out the gold and they put this thin polymer on both sides, so it's easy to hold. As long as you keep it flat, they have denominations of 1, 5, 10, 25, and 50, and each one goldback is a current value of whatever that price is. Like right now, it's currently $3.77. That changes daily with the market for precious metals, as gold and silver and other precious metals fluctuate up and down. So does that. So great way to give flexibility to have another option when it comes to just having cash on hand if something were to happen and ATMs are down. If you look at China, what their banking situation right now with the run on the banks, if you look at what happened up in Canada last week with the internet down for I think more than a third of the country, and ATMs being wiped out, being emptied, and people having to revert back to cash. And a lot of people were upset because a lot of people have gotten used to just paying with their phone or paying with their cards, that it reminds us in a rude way to have backup options. So to not get too heavily reliant on just same old every day. Have a backup. So cash is good, goldbacks are good because you can have coins or grams, but they're so tiny that you have to have those plastic cards around them because God forbid you take it out. It's so little, it's like a chiclet, you would lose it in your pocket or in transactions. And the great thing with these are there's so many secure features about that with the ID number, security ID number on there, the intricate features of the drawing, the way it's pressed, and you can clearly see that it's gold. So easily identifiable. You can feel it by the weight. And what's really cool is several states are using that as currency, like in Nevada, Utah, New Hampshire has like a couple hundred businesses that accept it. And I think a few other states are getting in on it as well. I think North Dakota. So it's really cool. I know Oklahoma and another state have legally recognized it as currency, gold and silver. So they have denominations. That's pretty cool. Hey, can you grab my wallet upstairs? I want to show them the couple goldbacks.
Oh, your gold.
Yeah, thank you. And so yeah, I discovered this, I want to say a few months ago, and went on YouTube, learned a bunch about it, and it's a great option to have as another backup. Again, the power goes out, you still have cash, which is important, but instead of trading coins and not knowing the value or maybe losing out, because as you might just have like a gram or you might have a half an ounce or whatever it may be, you may be overpaying because it's too much of a value, but that's all you have. But with these, they're so small in denomination, but they're big enough where you can actually see it and recognize it. It's just another option to have. So that and canning supplies. People are talking about jars and lids. Get plenty of jars, but the lids, I would definitely stock up or double the lids because at some point the lids do have a life on them, like a shelf life. You can definitely use it once, maybe twice, depending on how well you take care of it, how you open the jars, and definitely stock up on the lids now. And make sure they're name brand. Be very careful. It's not something that's cheaply mass produced from other countries. So definitely look for the name brand Care or Kerr and Ball. It's the God, it's yeah, okay. And what else? Oh yeah, just canning supplies and the basics really. Seeds, gardening tools. Again, just think about the trucking situation, the rail situation, and things that are still transported, which is basically everything that's on you and around you where you live. So definitely get options to get extra of that. And yeah, that's it really. So something really cool I saw online was a woman who was doing these ice baths. And I've heard of ice baths where you put your whole body in. and it's good for like therapy or if you have a torn muscle or you just need, to work on inflammation. She's putting her face in the bowl of ice water. Thank you. And so I was thinking, okay, all right, this looks fun. I went to do it and I kind of hesitated because I'm like, okay, this feels really weird. And I've done confined space training before. That doesn't bother me for some weird reason. It looks really weird doing it. But I did it for about maybe 6 seconds the first time. And then I went to do it again. But I got to tell you, doing that, it's very relaxing afterwards. It's something very calming where, you're working hard all day long. You get up, you put in a long day, you're on your feet, you're tired. But there's something, it's very relaxing when you put your face in an ice bath like that. You're just in it and you're really not able to think about anything else other than just holding your breath and trying to go for as long as you can. It's one of those rare times where people say, okay, sit back, relax, just, clear your mind. And your mind's going a million miles a minute, but this is one of those rare times where you're 100% focused on just, holding your breath and trying to go for as long as you can. Then when you pop out, you feel it on your forehead right away. At least I did. But afterwards, I was just like taking deep breaths and I was very relaxed and calm. And I had my daughter do it. I would definitely recommend if you had a long day and you just need a break, get yourself a bowl, some water, put some ice in there, and just rest your face in it. And then you pop out and it's just very relaxed. So definitely, I would recommend it. It was really nice, actually, especially when you have a long week or a long weekend and there's a lot in your mind. Definitely recommend it. So, okay, let me show you guys in case. I think I did this once. I know I did this once. Let me take out small guy and then kind of show like sound wise the gold backs. I know a lot of you guys talk about silver rounds and gold grams, and again, it's all depends on what you guys want to do, what works best for your plan. Everyone has different plans, and that should be based on you and you yourself alone. Don't do things because other people say they do things. Whatever your situation is, whatever your plans are, stick with your plan. This just should be for you. Okay, you guys work really hard. Depending on if it's just you or a big family and you have a lot of people getting in on to work on together on projects or whatnot, do that first. But do your research. People are heavy into crypto, people are heavy into silver or just gold or both, or it's a whole blend. People invest in different other metals, lead. But these are what we talked about before. This is the gold back. So you can see the difference. One's a little bit shorter and taller than the other. And a little lighter, a little heavier. There's different states like we talked about, Nevada, Utah, New Hampshire, and in other states that are getting in on this. But the great thing is there's a thin polymer around both sides, like coating the whole thing. So you're not actually touching the gold itself. So you have a nice protective film around it. You have a number on the side that identifies it. You have the front and the back markings, and they do quality checks. So what you basically do is this is 1/1000th of an ounce of a troy ounce of gold. This one is 1/40th of a ounce of troy ounce of gold. Basically, you would just melt this down. If you wanted just the gold, you would melt this down. You would get a bead of gold. Now, the great thing about this one is $3.77 right now. There's a little bit of a premium only because the process it takes to make this, to roll it out, put the polymer on it, and all the security features. But the great thing is you're not looking for a little flake of gold to hand to someone or a speck of gold or, like, dare I say, a nugget. This is easily identifiable. You can see it from a far distance versus trying to hold up a little flake of gold. Another option to have, so goldback.com or other places you can get that. I do know that some pawn shops have them and coin places have them. Just call ahead and see if locally they may have it. You can save on shipping and get it right away. But silver rounds, silver is always going to be popular. And the great thing is it's still affordable. Um, Copper. Some people really diversify and get into that, but just think the basics: food, water. Water is the most important thing. You have to drink every day. If not, you're going to be hurting. Over the counter medications, medicines, and vitamin supplements. And again, go out and basically do whatever it is that you do and make that based around you. So just again, daily plans. I always say this: from the time you get up till the time you go to bed, write down all the things that you do and need and just go from there. And then just slowly build up. But I would keep doing it only because, like I said before, it definitely feels like things are moving a lot faster. And it's always good to keep projects going, work on things. Again, learn new skills. And once you learn those new skills, you can actually apply that to things around you, like projects such as replacing a handle for an iron. Gardening, seeds, gardening tools. If you can get your hands on some nitrogen and fertilizer, make that last, definitely. And then just go from there. I mean, the possibilities of being prepared in every little facet. Games, board games, card games, puzzles, books just to read, not just for knowledge and baking and cooking, but just to take your mind off of things. So um, definitely keep working on that. And probably the best thing is to work on yourself. And like I said, when I found this, that was really cool to do the face ice water bath. So as always, if you guys have any ideas or things that you're working on and stories you want to share with other people, drop in the comment box down below. Help out one another. And so with that being said, YouTube, you guys be safe and well, and I will talk to you all again next week.